Good day, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Leila, and if you've ever experienced that annoying decline in your confidence in bed as the years go by, allow me to take a moment to talk to you because what I'm about to tell you could completely change your perception of what it means to be strong and vital. Imagine this. Your masculine edge may be subtly being eroded by a routine, everyday action you've been performing without giving it much thought, like reaching for a glass. The way you handle your water intake is more important than expensive supplements or strenuous exercise. Yes, that unassuming, transparent liquid that we all take for granted. By changing this one neglected habit, I have witnessed innumerable men in their 60s and beyond regain their vigor, their endurance, and their confidence over the course of my 30 years as a urologist who specializes in men's health. And with the knowledge and compassion that come from walking with patients who have been in your shoes, I'm here to walk you through it step by step today. I'll begin by giving a clear example from my own work. Richard, a 68-year-old retired engineer, once came into my office with a dejected expression on his face and hunched shoulders. He admitted that having sex with his wife had turned into a source of worry instead of happiness. Everything he tried, including pills, creams, and even therapy, didn't work. When I questioned him about his daily schedule, I discovered that he was drinking large amounts of water late in the day because he believed it would benefit his body. He had no idea that this was causing his blood to thicken, his vessels to become strained, and the flow necessary for those consistent erections to be disrupted. After implementing the adjustments I'll outline for you, Richard returned in a matter of weeks, beaming and telling me that he felt like a man in his prime once more. When we tackle the underlying causes, stories like his are not uncommon. Rather, they are the rule. And that's what we're doing here, arming you with information supported by science and practical changes. You may be thinking now, Doctor, Leila, I've heard that drinking more water is good for everything. How could it possibly be harming my performance? Isn't that the interesting twist? Many men believe that increasing their intake will automatically improve their health. However, if you do it incorrectly, it can backfire, resulting in viscous blood that has trouble passing through your arteries, increasing heart pressure, and depriving those vital areas downstairs of blood flow. By the age of 70, up to 15% of men suffer from erectile dysfunction, which is frequently linked to things like poor circulation that dehydration makes worse, according to research from the Massachusetts Male Aging Study. Additionally, a study that linked low testosterone levels to overhydration or poor hydration balance was published in the International Journal of Clinical Practice. It showed that even mild dehydration can affect sexual function in dialysis patients. Without a prescription or device in sight, I'll show you exactly how to hydrate wisely in the coming minutes, increasing circulation, maintaining supple vessels, and rekindling your sexual vigor. Keep reading, though, because I'll reveal that secret morning routine that practically all men over 60 engage in without realizing it's depleting their testosterone and weakening their erections. If you're prepared to put your health first in this way, click the subscribe button and enable notifications before we go any further. More specific advice on men's vitality that could transform your life will be shared soon. If this strikes a chord with you, please leave a 1 in the comments if it was helpful or a 0 if there is anything I can do better. Your input helps me create even better content for you. Now let's start with the basics. Knowing why drinking enough water is crucial for erections after the age of 60 and how it affects your performance in subtle ways that are frequently overlooked. I don't immediately turn to hormone panels or scans when a man in his 60s or 70s sits down in my exam room to complain about his declining abilities. Rather, I examine his patterns of hydration. Water always catches them off guard because it seems so ordinary, like it exists only to slake thirst. For older men, however, it is essential to vitality. Our blood vessels become somewhat stiffer as we age, and our bodies lose muscle mass, which inherently holds less water. Erections? In essence, they are hydraulic marvels that rely on strong, pressurized blood to flow through. Blood contains roughly 90% water, so even a slight dehydration can cause problems. Consider your circulatory system as a system of garden hoses that irrigates a lush lawn. Patches dry out, and the spray becomes weaker if the water pressure decreases due to a low source. Dehydration also reduces blood volume, which makes your heart work harder while your sensitive penile vessels don't expand as quickly or completely. This is supported by studies that show even 2% dehydration can impair your physical and mental functioning, including your capacity to perform well under pressure. I've had patients who were certain they required strong medications, only to discover that addressing mild, persistent dehydration increased their vitality, improved their mood, and produced erections that were firmer and more reliable. It's basic physiology. Without the necessary components, your body cannot function at its best. Water deprivation causes the cascade that supports sexual function to malfunction. This is the subtlety that most men miss, though. It's not just about chugging more, it's about the approach. As we proceed, I'll reveal the routine drinking mistakes that backfire on you, behaviors I've seen in a lot of men over 60 that you may be unknowingly engaging in at the moment. Moving on to those common pitfalls, one common practice among older men is to treat water as an afterthought, taking a gulp only when they are thirsty and then consuming a large amount at once, possibly right before bed or after a meal. Isn't it productive? As though you were catching up. On the inside, however, things are different. Putting too much into your system at once can cause blood pressure swings. Because our arteries aren't as elastic as they used to be, they have to adjust, which puts strain on the cardiovascular system and prevents the steady flow that penile capillaries need to function at their best.
Furthermore, your kidneys go into overdrive and quickly flush out the excess, frequently within an hour, wasting the hydration and failing to maintain stable levels required for powerful erections. Evenings? The prime time for testosterone synthesis and nocturnal erections that keep things in check is at midnight, when many men load up, causing midnight bathroom runs that disrupt deep sleep. According to Healthline research, dehydration changes blood flow and hormone balance, which can lead to headaches, anxiety, and even erectile dysfunction. Dehydration can lower nitric oxide production, which is the primary signal for vessel dilatation during arousal, according to another study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine.
Allow me to tell you another story from my clinic. Tom, a 72-year-old golf enthusiast, struggled with weariness and erratic play. After rounds, he confessed to binge drinking water because he believed it effectively rehydrated him. However, this was leading to poor circulation and thickening of the blood. After just 1 month, he reported feeling rejuvenated, and his golf game and intimate life both improved after he made the switch to steady sipping. Not shocks, but consistent hydration is what your body needs to thrive. Improved erections, balanced hormones, and better sleep are all advantages of mastering this. Next up, I'll go over how to drink for success, a natural, research-backed tactic refined over years. It takes more than just increasing your ounces to achieve superior erections through smart hydration. It also involves optimizing blood flow, hormone stability, and overall sexual wellness. Drink more and drink wisely are very different. Throughout the day, strive for a steady, dependable stream. No cycles of abundance or scarcity. Start with a goal. Consume 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water before doing anything else within 30 minutes of rising. It thins out thick blood and restarts circulation, much like hitting reset after an overnight fast. Choose to nibble rather than gulp. Keep a bottle close at hand and take tiny sips often. This keeps erectile tissues plump without overload, eases kidney load, and maintains an even blood volume. Drinking large beverages right before a heavy meal can confuse digestion and take energy away from where it's most needed. To preserve those restorative sleep phases that are essential for testosterone and recovery, taper off 2 hours before bed as night falls. Hydration increases blood volume, which combats the mood and erection problems associated with dehydration, according to a study published in Medical News Today. Also, according to PubMed, drinking enough water is associated with a decreased risk of coronary heart disease, which indirectly promotes vascular health for improved function. Through this, I have helped men in their 60s and 70s achieve not only better erections, but also increased vitality, improved moods, and laser-like focus. Consider Sarah's husband, whom I treated under pseudonym. He initially expressed skepticism, but later talked about how this change helped him feel alive and connected once more. Timing is crucial for amplification, which we'll discuss next. For men over 60 who want to achieve strong erections, timing your hydration is just as important as technique. Think of your drinking habits as the fuel that keeps your body running like a well-tuned engine. Hydrate proactively before you feel thirsty, for instance, by having a small glass 20 to 30 minutes before engaging in any activity, such as intimacy, exercise, or walking. This increases heart output, primes vessels to dilate, and gets oxygen-rich blood to the right places. A few sips, even before meals, help with digestion without weakening the acids, avoiding post-meal slumps that sap motivation. Avoid evening overloads that interfere with sleep by front-loading your mornings to maintain energy and heart health. Keep in mind that testosterone's best friend is restful sleep. LT Men's Clinic research highlights the importance of timing by demonstrating that dehydration reduces the effects of exercise-boosted testosterone. By carefully timing your sips, you're improving your flow, recovery, and performance in addition to staying hydrated. However, many people make a dawn mistake that subtly reduces testosterone and erection power. We're going to unpack it soon. Although they are primed for sabotage, mornings set the tone for sexual health. The archetypal criminal? Starting with coffee without water. I know the attraction. You get sharpened by that aromatic shock. However, coffee's diuretic properties cause fluids to be expelled, which exacerbates overnight dehydration after 6 to 8 hours without consumption. This thickens blood, slows blood flow, deprives penile and other tissues of oxygen, and interferes with nitric oxide, which is the spark that initiates an erection. It gradually reduces responsiveness during the day and morning wood. The remedy is to drink 8 to 12 ounces of water first, followed by coffee. It prepares circulation and restores volume. According to a PubMed study, dehydration inhibits exercise-induced increases in cortisol and testosterone. Increased energy, mood boosts, and firmer erections are reported by patients who make this swap. For example, Mike, 65, strengthened his marriage by switching routines and experiencing a surge in confidence. The emotional impact of hydration is enormous. In my experience, older men have said to me, "Doctor, Leila, I've lost my spark." It's frequently more than just physical. It's strained relationships and diminished self-worth. Hydration improves flow, reduces heart strain, and increases energy, which spills over into self-assurance and a desire for intimacy. Dehydration lowers one's mood, patience, and desire. However, changing habits? Men change from being introverted to being active. You're taking care of yourself by telling your body, "I've got you." Then a basic plan to begin. Start using this simple blueprint right now. After 30 minutes, wake up and drink 8 to 12 ounces before the system reboots. Mid-morning, another 6 to 8 to gain momentum. Lunch, take sips to aid in digestion. 12 to 16 ounces in the afternoon to counteract dips. Dinner, take a few small sips and stop by 8 p.m. to go to bed. This steady beat increases focus, energy, and erections. Men who use it adore the instant benefits: brighter mornings, increased energy, and the thrill of intimacy. "Why didn't I know this sooner?" asked one patient. To sum up, gentlemen, after more than 30 years of helping men like you, I can say that decisions, not age or chance, are what lead to vibrant erections. We've talked about the role of hydration in aging, its drawbacks, timing, smart drinking, morning traps, emotional benefits, and your daily schedule. These realities change. I've witnessed partners take notice, defeated men regain control, and mirrors reflect life. It begins with realizing that all cells, including your masculinity, are fueled by water. Be consistent, start strong, and pay attention to the shift. More mysteries lie ahead. Hydration is just one piece of the puzzle. As in this way, give it a thumbs up, share, and leave a comment. Donating to support my work encourages more like this. Dr. Leila, stay well.